Seguinte, pessoal, semifinal da Spring Championship América do Norte, Sandstorm versus Markemu. Cara, vamos ver o que rola aqui nessa gameplay. Oxi, reset. Beleza, vamos ver o que vai acontecer. A gente tá no mesmo mapa, não sei o que rolou. Enfim, bora lá. Lembrando que o Markemu, cara, ele é uma grande promessa aí, né, de ser um dos melhores players do mundo. Ele vem conseguindo bons resultados, apesar de que não ter ganhado literalmente todos os campeonatos, né. Mas a gente comenta aqui no canal que ele é o novo Sandstorm, né. Enfim, pessoal, é por causa do Mordex. E, enfim, não se esquece, pessoal, eu tô criando conteúdo pra vocês nas redes sociais e no canal de games, que não é de Brawlhalla, mas tem Brawlhalla. Tudo no comentário fixado. Vai lá dar um followzinho no Menino Links no Instagram, no TikTok, beleza? Tá no comentário fixado.
Pretty even, you know. I mean, Markemu going up against these Chakrams from Sandstorm here and doing it with the gauntlets, and so far, you know, able to go toe to toe. In fact, a little bit of a damage lead for Marky here. He's going to start fishing for that first KO pretty soon here, while Sandstorm is kind of having an issue. Oh,
Caraca!
The tail end of that side. He's going to lose stock for that. That is
Mano, é impressionante como essa arma consegue aproveitar, tipo, 100% de um dodge perdido, de uma leitura, e simplesmente levar o oponente pra morte quase, tá ligado? E quando não leva, deixa o oponente não com muito dano, né, porque ela tem um dano bem baixo, mas deixa o oponente numa situação muito complicada, tá ligado? Porque você normalmente acaba, às vezes, né, nem sempre, caindo antes do seu oponente no stage, você recupera ali o controle do stage antes do seu oponente, se você não buscar ir até o máximo e o oponente acabar dando dodge e voltar antes, né? Mas em muitas situações, cara, deixa o oponente numa situação muito complicada, principalmente se ele tiver um armed. Aí ferro com tudo.
Fishing out that knockout. Markemu is the first one to go ahead and strike here.
tough though.
Oh yeah, it is.
Behind by so much, but maybe one of those nairs to carry Sandstorm off stage would have been a nice ticket to maybe an edge guard and potentially an early KO, but Marky gonna have to earn it a little bit harder now. And throws that weapon from a range where Sandstorm's able to react with the spot dodge and soon after loses the stock.
Sandstorm's playing it so good. He knows what the scythe options are, and the way he is just hovering right outside of the dare, right outside of the Sair, just right there in that little sweet spot, waiting for Markemu to pull the trigger so he can go ahead and punish it. Sandstorm is locked in here in game number one. And that's another thing too. Sandstorm has a history, at least in my opinion, of losing game number one before he comes back to take the set. Very, wait, sorry. Taking a look at this combo for Markemu as he works Sandstorm across the stage here. But no, very bad habit of losing game number one and then coming back, and we're seeing him having a full stock advantage here against Markemu as we're settling down here to the end of game number one. Oh, the dare's gonna miss. There we go. Markemu setting him back up. Can the pressure continue? Sandstorm with the great weapon throw from the Chakrams to get a little bit of spacing, but Markemu right there with the unarmed attack gonna send Sandstorm out, and at least the stock count is tied up.
Yeah, I mean, Marky needs a quick turnaround here. The Scythe is the perfect weapon to make that happen if he can get the opening, but Sandstorm in hot pursuit here. Marky forcing him off the stage, understanding what his win condition is, but Sandstorm playing some pretty immaculate defense with his dodge there, and now Marky has to fish for the opportunity yet again. Misses the punish on that N-Sig. I think an N-Light probably would have worked there, but he wanted the jump nair to go for the reverse and send him off stage again, and it just didn't quite work. Now, one edge guard away from having this be a game one in Sandstorm's favor. Somehow, Markemu might be able to make the turnaround happen. Sandstorm has no options. He just gave it all up.
Caraca, venceu.
He threw game one.
Caraca.
Markemu clutches it out.
O poder da foice, né, mano? O poder da foice. Bora lá, segundo jogo, mesmo mapa, legend diferente. Interessante, né? Muita gente, né, tem puxado o Nyx recentemente. Às vezes o Legend primário não funciona tão bem, né? Apesar de ele ter ganhado. E cara, Nyx é uma opção interessante porque tem Blaster, Blaster tá bufada e tal. É legal, a gente tá vendo uns players de Blaster trazendo bons resultados também, né? Então, acho justo a troca até.
Oh man, commercial grade blender,
Commercial
got
grade,
it.
you know, so you gotta figure it out. I mean, Sandstorm answering back just fine here, though. I mean, look at this damage off of this Chakram already with a pretty hefty lead. Gets caught here.
What do you think about this Nyx pick?
I mean, he tried it in Axe mode too, I think, and it's cool. I think for Markemu, a lot of his game plan against playing against Chakrams at least has been like just swapping legends a bunch. You know, it seems like he has a pretty deep pool of legends he can't play, and he just tries to capitalize on the fact that his opponent won't be able to adapt quick enough to the fact that he keeps swapping legends even if he's winning.
I mean, you're absolutely right. We got Mordex, we got Mirage, we got Nyx, we got Cross, we got Diana. Like he definitely has a very deep roster.
Oh, tries to punish that a little bit too slow here. Sandstorm and Hot Pursuit going to scoop him up and get the turnaround. Doesn't have an exhaustive recovery to spend, though. And so should be Markimu surviving, but not for much longer. That sidelight into the downlight, almost enough. The recovery will certainly be more than enough to knock out off the top. And Sandstorm is going to go ahead and push forward with a bit of a lead here.
Does have a little bit of one. Markimu, though, trying to take that away right here, right now. The Sayer, double Sayer is going to send him off. We're all tied up on the second stock. I know Sandstorm wanted to get a little more extra credit off of that one than that.
Yeah, definitely not what he wanted, but that's okay. Sometimes you just had to, you know, take what you can get or what happened to you, and you got to keep on rolling with the punches here. But Markimu, definitely with a bit of a damage lead. Sandstorm kind of turning things around with these Chakrams now, finding these openings, getting a lot of end lights and just converting off of these juggles. But Markimu, whew, that would have been disastrous if that one had landed.
Yeah, he was in the perfect position. That would have sent Sandstorm straight off that bottom 45-degree corner. But it, unfortunately for Markimu, did not hit, as Sandstorm is racking up more damage, fighting back with the dare off the blasters, though.
Nice.
Ooh, could not get out of the way of the down 6. Sandstorm's going to go ahead and connect that one as well. Swap it over. He now has Fuse Chakrams, splitting them up, but he waited to use that D-Light to get damage off of it, not just run away and split.
Yeah, no, definitely wants to make sure that he's thinking about when he's pulling it out. There's going to be a D-Light recovery coming out from Markimu here. Sandstorm, once again, on the back foot, but never trailing behind by too much. Always within one sprint's pace of being right on top of, if not ahead of Markimu inside of this game, but just hasn't been able to really just get that final hit. Just one recovery, right, is all it takes here. You can see he's throwing out the exhausted, but he ran out of options there, and Marky is going to make him pay for it, I think. But the down airs are so good from the Chakram, right? Able to stall himself to get all the way over there, even though we saw when Markimu got that first side air, it was like he saw Sandstorm actually have swept at that moment. So that's why he dived as hard as he did. That down air is wild.
It really is. It really is. He's going to go ahead and split there. Recovery out. Okay, the Nair is going to connect as well. So he had the Chakrams primed, keeping Markimu off of the weapon, at least for a few minutes. Did not work out. Sidelight's going to connect. Sandstorm could not extend out of that combo, though. Markimu finally finding his shots. Sayer going to hit. He's going to fade back over. Could not catch a landing, but that Sayer coming back up on stage is going to connect. What is Sandstorm going to do? Goes up in the air. Markimu has no answer. Right into another inlight from Sandstorm.
Has to watch the landing here. Markimu needs to be careful. He's coming to the realm where Sandstorm can start fishing for that KO. Oh, and a choke here. Sandstorm's going to go ahead and go for a three-piece. I thought he might go for the side stick over the corner, but this might be enough. No, that Nyx defense is helping.
Caraca! Esse down heavy ali foi muito vacilo, velho. Ele jogou tudo aquilo ali. Bora lá, próximo jogo. Sem mudança de legend pro lado do Markimu. Bora.
You know, the nerves got the best of him and tried to force a KO, couldn't really like allow the opportunity to find his way to him, or create the opportunity himself. And so Sandstorm just really capitalizing on it. The Chakrams are just a much safer weapon to play in that regard, right? Where if you're kind of at that high damage range, you can just start throwing out recoveries and, you know, end lights a little bit, and it's going to be a lot harder for you to get punished in a way that feels substantial for doing it.
We're seeing Markimu use this neutral sig a little bit more to kind of guard himself against that dare from Sandstorm. We've seen a few different legends be used this way with their signatures. We saw the Dusk. We saw Cassidy using that signature to keep the dare at bay. And now we're seeing Markimu use the Nyx, using that neutral sig over and over and over again when Sandstorm is above him, just keeping that directly above him clear to where Sandstorm cannot get in there with the dare. And so far, it has been pretty effective.
Oh, you can see Markimu wants this stock now. He uses a D-Light recovery to close things out. Or maybe just a Sarah in the corner if he's able to find it. That should be the punish. Yeah, clean whiff punish on Sandstorm. Just kind of missing an end light right in front of him. And Markimu's definitely happy to get that opportunity to secure the knockout. Sandstorm now has to respond in a way of his own here. Picks up the sword, D-Light recovery. Probably is enough.
Nice.
Probably. Might need 2.
Yeah, might need 2, but he needs to get out of the way of these blasters because he is taking so much damage on the second stock, letting Markimu get all kinds of bonus damage. Stay out of the way of the Sarah. Markimu's figuring out the movement. He's figuring out where he needs to stay out of the way of. Coming up with the unarmed recovery. Sandstorm's going to punish it with a Sarah. That's going to be the end of the stock. We are all tied up, and Sandstorm is going to go ahead and he primed Chakrams, and we're going to go right back to work.
All right, Markimu. Go ahead and grab those blasters. Goes for, yet again, weapon pickup immediate signature. Something that just, people just knows it works, you know? It doesn't matter.
It does.
It does, right? We've seen so many sets end like that, so many tournament stocks taken like that. But it's not going to work on Sandstorm. Sandstorm doesn't get caught by that one. And now Markimu struggling yet again to remove the stock. He was in a very similar position in the last game where he had a full stock lead, but when it came to getting that last hit, Markimu just couldn't get it at the right time here. And maybe here, while Sandstorm's unarmed, he can make it happen. Nope. And look at that. Another Chakram in Sandstorm's hand.
See what he can get done with it, though. He is at the slight disadvantage. Markimu trying to dial it in. That's going to get it done. Now, this is where Markimu needs to put on the pressure. Needs to get as much out of this as he can, and he has quite a bit of damage to still work with here on that second stock. Sandstorm, though, sword in hand, immediately throws it away. Markimu searching, hits a Sarah into Dare. Okay. Whiffed on the Nair, gives Sandstorm the opportunity to get back on the Chakram. Side light's going to come into effect, and swapped over to the Fused and hit a back-to-back side light.
Okay, what is it going to be here? Not going to connect. The down air actually reaches Sandstorm on the way down there, and Markimu goes for the pickup and tries to extend it. He couldn't have wanted to go for that neutral air. There's no shot, but Marky still doing extremely well here. Sandstorm needs the stock to disappear like now.
He really does, and he's going to have a hard time getting it with these Chakrams in hand. We've seen him try and get the sword in the past to be able to figure out that knockout, but that recovery is going to be enough there at the tail end of that string. But Sandstorm is in orange. This could be Markimu's game if he can just get it done right now.
Okay, let's see. He's going to get nared in the face. Nice little pummel action here coming out from Sandstorm. Markimu getting pieced up, the damage deficit. Oh, goes and I respect kind of trying to go for that conversion because he only got like the last 2 hits of that downlight, and I think he was like, I don't know if I can get the recovery off of this, but just not able to convert. Markimu disarms Sandstorm here, should be able to get the edge guard, not quite, and Sandstorm gets the weapon first. Marky has to run to the other side, grab the scythe, and we've seen that, I mean, these scythe recoveries, these siders, they've been taking forever to knock out, and Sandstorm just sees one recovery near the top here, and that's exactly what he finds. Markimu so close.
Having that lead fall away from you. All right, here we go. Somehow we have found the way to where Sandstorm now has the advantage. In this game, as we start game number 4. Is the Priya going to be able to finish it up here, or does Markimu have an answer off this Nyx? We talked about the deep legend pool that he has. He's really feeling these blasters on the Nyx. He has other blaster legends that we've seen him use, but this is what's feeling comfortable for him. So hopefully it works out. Downlight into Sayer. He goes all the way out there trying to get as close as possible for that weapon throw. The Sandstorm gets right back up on stage, starts to lay those Chakrams into Markimu. Nice Sayer. Good early stock, lots of health to work with. This is a good spot for Markimu.
Yeah, I like the added layer of aggression from Markimu on these edge guard sequences now, where he's like, I'm gonna go off stage that little extra bit, maybe even hyperextend, just to make sure that this stock is gone, because otherwise you've been coming back way too many times, and he understands that if things continue to go that way, he's not gonna be able to win the set. So he has to put himself out there just a little bit more to try to confirm some of these knockouts, and so far it's working out, but yet again, Markimu's been in this exact same position the last 2 games now.
I don't know. Well, this position looking a little better as he is getting ready to get a 2-stock advantage right here. Markimu looking fantastic in game number 4. He's so healthy on his first stock, Flambeau.
Yeah, I mean, he's finding the KOs significantly earlier, you know? Slash, he's finding the KOs at all, really. It's kind of the big difference here. And Sandstorm on the sword now is going to probably want to get rid of this pretty soon, but he's playing it out. Almost gets caught there, could be bad. You know that's a Nyx with an N-Sig, so you don't want to go off stage, and he knows it.
Yeah. Okay, Marky Moo makes it back up. Oh, there we go. The little 2-piece, Sandstorm coming back. I believe that was a Sayer. He was finally.
He's good.
Oh, no, he's
Sick
not.
recovery. Sick recovery. No, he's good. He's chilling. Sandstorm goes ahead and gets right back to the stage. Granted, still massive deficit for sure.
Yeah.
But, you know, still has the stock to play with here. And as long as you have the stock, you can still play the game. And that's the first conversion that we're going to see of the stock from Sandstorm in this game, number 4.
Ele
And
tem
he
que
has a
jogar
lot of work to
perfeito
do
agora
here,
pra
but
conseguir
Chakrams'
voltar.
damage build-up capabilities are one of its strongest suits. And so we'll see what Marky has to say about that, man. I mean, Marky basically needs to rack up probably like 20 to 30 more damage to start fishing for D-Light recovery on these blasters, and that's game 4 for him. But look at the way Sandstorm's playing around him right now. He's missing all of his shots.
Yeah, Sandstorm is locked in here. Sidelight's gonna hit that sidelight.
Oh,
That split
mano, ele tá-
sidelight into
tá
fuse
virando.
sidelight. I've seen him do that a few times.
Oh my gosh.
Meu
Yeah, the
Deus.
side light to the D-Light to bring them back together.
Ela.
is
Ele,
like-
quer dizer, os dois são
It's
ele.
a true combo, so like you may as well go for it. But this,
Oh, wait a second. No. Marky Moo, please. Marky Moo.
it's not like this, right? It's what
No.
you're thinking, right? But it would be 3 games back to back where Sandstorm makes the comeback, man.
But from a 2-stock advantage, though, that would be such a rough
Ai,
way
quase,
to
mano.
not only.
He's 1 D-Light away from winning this game.
Yeah,
Qualquer
no,
coisinha me
but
morre.
he's been trying to find that D-Light for 20 minutes, Flambeau.
Hey, he's 1 D-Light away from winning this game.
Flambeau, he
And now he's
can't
doing raw
find it.
recoveries.
Meu
He's getting
Deus.
desperate. He's
He's-
1 D-Light away from winning this game.
He's freaking out right now for good reason.
Oh, he's 1 D-Light away from winning this game.
No.
Marky Moo.
Marky Moo,
bro,
lock
come on,
in.
brother. Jeez, oh,
no.
dude,
Mano,
no,
não.
it's crumbling in front of me. Sandstorm, I think
que
it's
ele
too
fez
far
isso?
in his head. The chakram power is too strong, and Marky doesn't know how to beat it. Wait,
Nossa
there's
Senhora.
hope. Can he make the game 5 happen? Sandstorm almost gets the same read, but he misspaces the down air, and it gives Marky Moo another chance. Marky, please do not throw this game. For
Ah,
the
morreu.
God's sake,
Mano.
Lord,
Oh.
jeez.
Ele
Okay,
jogou
we're
muito
going
bem.
to game 5.
Nossa, foi quase.
Yeah.
All right, game 5. This I
Agora lá,
told
último
you
jogo.
before we started this set, Flambeau was going to be a nail biter.
Quem ganhar
I
essa daqui vai pra
did
final.
not think it was going to be like this. This is not what I had in mind,
Essa
but
é a
I'm
final.
here for it.
I mean, listen, I don't know what to think.
Brasil
You know,
aconteceu
I
ontem.
mean, we're watching Marky,
Como assim?
you know,
Era
look
Brasil?
like the best player
Como
on
assim
the
Brasil
screen
perdeu
for
se era Brasil? Só tinha
extended
Brasil
moments of
e
time,
Argentina, se não me
and
engano.
then just struggle so hard to find the KO. And I think really it just kind of goes to show, it's a testament to how
Vitor, só
hard it
tinha
is to punish
brasileiro
anything that
quase.
Chakrams does in the current version of it, right? And so he's looking,
Hã?
he's being patient. Sure, there's probably
Não,
moments where he
era
could
só
pull the
daqui da
trigger
América do
earlier,
Sul,
but he
né?
understands that
Só que a
if he
maioria é
messes
brasileira
up,
que
he's
joga
going to
pra
get hit like 3 times and then comboed with down air. And so he's trying to be
Mas
very
ganhou o
precise.
carinha que ganhou o
And
Mundial.
who's
Foi
to
o
say if
brasileiro
it's
também.
biting him or not?
Foi
He
o
was
mesmo
able to
brasileiro que
clutch
ganhou
out that
ontem.
last game just barely when he had such what looked like an insurmountable lead, but now he's swinging back. And so hopefully
Não é
we'll have a
bug.
good game 5 here as he's starting off with that D-Light Sayer, looking to get the final blow on Sandstorm. Sandstorm looking to get maybe a down air to start setting up for a recovery setup or a side air to put
Ó,
him
tá
on
vendo
stage.
que o oponente tá no
It's so
vermelho
dang
e ele não
close.
consegue finalizar.
This
Essa arma é
first stock
difícil de
again.
finalizar.
I still can't believe that he almost
É, tá
threw a
bem escuro.
2-stock lead
Se
like
ele
that,
acertar
bro.
uma sig,
I'm still stuck on last game.
Hey,
Man. I mean,
the past 3 games looked like that though, so I couldn't.
You're not lying, Flambeau. You're not
farmadão,
lying.
tem que farmar mesmo.
Man, all right. Sandstorm, though, going to work up in the air. He's still extending off this first stock. Marky Moo having a hard time getting back on Demon Island. Weapon throw to the face. He's going to try and split him again. He does. Sandstorm doing such a good job of keeping that distance. He's not getting a range of those Sayers anymore. Oh, Marky Moo, there we go. Finally, Marky Moo able to land one. He's going to go deep off. Sandstorm staying out of the way of it. Was kind of edge guard that we have in place here. He's going to go down with the dare. Miss the Sayer. Got underneath
Wow.
Marky Moo, and he's still letting it go. Marky Moo could have got a dare there and stopped that momentum, but either way,
jogar
he
muito
got the
bem pra
stock,
voltar
send them
agora.
off, but Marky Moo getting very, 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 very close to knockout range.
Yeah, Marky
No,
kind of
tô
having a tough
dizendo
time. He
o
wants to
Marky Moo.
challenge the Chakram recovery from above, and finally was able to win out on that exchange with that
É, não, eles são
either
pro
second or
players, né?
third
Eles
down air
fazem
he went
coisas
for
insanas de
and
vez em
converted
quando.
into the stock, but before then kept losing out to the massive starting hitbox, and now is trailing behind by a lot. The past few games, Marky had massive leads and then either ended up losing the game or just narrowly
Não, mas ainda
clutching it
tem
out.
chance.
This time,
Se ele
he's trailing
perder
behind
essa,
by a
ele
fair
vai
bit, and I
pra-
don't think that spells
pra
well
outro
for him
bracket,
based
que
off
é
the
a
last
bracket
few
de quem
games.
já
We'll see
perdeu
if he's able
uma
to bring
vez.
things back here. He
Ai-
was able to do it with that scythe in that one
Ainda
game
não.
before, so
Nem Nenhum dos
That
dois.
is true, but here we go. Sandstorm now has a full stock advantage in game number 5. Markimu in the most danger right now of being
Sandstorm
sent
que era
down to
o
elimination
famoso
side. We'll
Mimar.
have to see how he's able to adapt here and try and
Sacrão, né?
get this
Ele-
this lead back.
Ele pria, no caso,
Tried to
né?
nair Sandstorm there,
Mas
didn't work.
antes
Tell
tinha
he has
saído
to
da
play the
bota,
ledge
daí
now.
virou
He's
main
trying to
bota.
send Sandstorm off stage and try to win that way. I understand it because you don't
É,
have
mas ele jogava de
too
testa,
much health to
aquele
work with here, but does
do
end up
Lucha
flopping over
Muito,
for the
sabe?
blasters, I think,
É.
recognizing that, oh man, the site isn't
Aí,
working, but
de vez em quando ele
what is your
mudava
answer
pro
going to be here?
Mordek de
Sandstorm at this
volta.
point can kind of just fish around and go for these down airs and recoveries. And, you know, especially if he whiffs it down air, he can assume that Marky's going to try to whiff punish him, let
Mais
out
ou
that
menos.
recovery
Dá
preemptively, and
pra
kind of punish
spamar
Marky for
bastante
trying to
com
punish
Ragnar.
him. So it's going to be a rough way for Marky to bring himself back into the game, but he's clawing here.
Tá
Rather, he's
inventando termo,
blasting.
hein?
Being low skill.
Those dares and the stairs are working very nice for
Tá,
Markimu here. Ooh, Sandstorm catching landing with the side light.
Aí, ó, a
Getting
Nyx, que
3
essa
more hits tacked
personagem
onto that.
seria
There we
uma
go.
high
Markimu
skill,
is going to
porque
finish
as
up.
duas armas que ela tem
Markimu's going to finish
são bem
up that
complicadinhas de
stock
jogar.
with the recovery, but a swift
Não, high
across
é
Demon
alto.
Island's going to go ahead and take
Precisa
Markimu
de
down
muita
the
skill.
elimination side.
High skill.
If he's this clutch, bro,
Entendeu? Eu acabei de inventar.
this
É
clutch,
skill, máxima skill.
É, tá.
there's nothing
precisa
else
de
to say,
skill,
bro.
então.
The mantle is his.
Quais são as
We'll have to
opções?
see what happens here as Sandstorm is fishing with these chakrams.
Mid?
The Sair is going to send Markimu out. He's going to be very careful about this offstage interaction, but it's all good because they made it back up. Markimu's going to get one neutral light in there, and that was all he could get.
Oh, he's moving now.
Yes, he is.
You needed to move like this 2 stocks ago, brother.
Mais ou menos. O Drag Raptor deve fazer muita coisa da com ele.
He's trying, dude. He's trying his hard, but
Oh,
Sandstorm
Vincent.
gets him. And that's going to
Ai!
be Sandstorm moving 3-2 and advancing on the
É isso,
winners.
gente. Se quiserem continuar acompanhando os sets, eu vou trazer a final e a grande final aqui pra vocês, tá bom? Um grande beijo e até a próxima. Tchau, tchau.